Aloha and good morning. Matt Dela Cruz here with the Winning Minds Group, part of the John Maxwell team, and welcome to Mondays with Matt. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a fantastic weekend and looking forward to another extraordinary week this week as we kick off this new week today, Monday. Many of you know that I've been in Hawaii for the last month promoting my two upcoming events. I'm doing an event on Unleash the Leader Within and Turning Point. And what's been exciting is these last 4 weeks is I've had the opportunity to speak to several different companies and really pour into and add value to over hundreds of different people and explaining to them about the importance of turning points on how we're supposed to use them to school us and not to beat us over the head like a club. And recently, about 2 weeks ago, I actually had a turning point that I wanted to share with you. And this was the turning point. The turning point was for me I was sleeping at night and something was just tugging at my heart about how to convey the message about what a turning point is. And I woke up that morning and I wrote it down in my journal. And this was my turning point. I was meditating and thinking about Psalm 23, verse 4. You've heard it before, I'm sure. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your staff and your rod comfort me. And that's when I started thinking about that's what a turning point is. A turning point is the valley, right? And we all go through the peaks and valleys in life. No one goes from peak to peak to peak. Everyone has to experience the valley. And the valley is the low, the turning point. And it can be positive or negative, but the goal is to learn from that so it catapults us towards our goals towards the future. But in that verse, even though I walk, the key word is walk. We all walk through the valley. See, no one runs, no one sprints, and no one crawls. And no one's supposed to stay in the valley. The ones who stay in the valley is they choose to stay in the valley. And they choose to stay in the valley. These are the people who have pity parties. These are the people who play victims. And these are the people who are always the ones who have what we call plum disease. Zig refers to plum disease as poor little old me disease. I remember I had it a long time ago. But as we go through this, think about this. We go through the peaks and the valleys. And as we go through the valley, we walk through to reflect. There's a reason why, because we're supposed to learn. There's a reason why, because we're supposed to become worthy. There's a reason why we walk through the valley, because we need to become aware, a new conscious awareness. That's what a turning point is. And then that turning point, again, the bend in the road isn't the end of the road. It's, are you prepared to make the turn? That's what the turning point is, in the valley. But there are 3 critical things I wrote down about these valleys, about these turning points. Number 1, they're inevitable. It's inevitable. We're going to have turning points in our lives. Good ones, bad ones, wins, losses, but that's okay. Number 2, they're unpredictable. You just never know when you're going to have one. You might even have one listening to this message today. This could be a turning point in your life where all of a sudden as you're walking through the valley, you hear this message and you just say, aha, that's what it is. Now all of a sudden you start your climb up to the peak. And the third one is, again, they're purposeful. There's a purpose, there's a reason why we all go through these turning points or these valleys. So I want you to think about this week. Look at it as if we are in the valley, if it's a turning point, my goal is to learn from it. My goal is to let it school me. I don't want to use it to bring me down. And I want to make sure that if I am in the valley, I'm going to walk through to reflect back on that. So until next week, I want you to live with passion, live intentionally, and let's take a look back on what are our turning points and how we can get out of those valleys and start climbing back up to the mountain. Thanks so much. You make it a great day, make it a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Aloha.